Hey everybody, I'm TJ Majors, spotter.
What the? Wait, this ain't your show no more.
Hey, man, you abandoned us, and now you can't come back in here and just think you're taking it back over again.
I probably can.
God almighty. I probably
can. Well, welcome back.
Welcome back.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Door Bumper Clear. As always, I'm Freddie Kraft, spotter for Bubba Wallace. And G or Zero this week. I had nothing to do with Dean Thompson. I've seen a lot of text messages. I don't know if Dean had a bad day out there or what.
But it wasn't your fault this time.
I kind of slept
Way
through
to follow up on him. You don't even know.
I texted the guys. They said a wire in the dash burned up, so I don't know what the problem on Dean's end was. But joining me as always, my co-host Baldwin. How are you?
That's actually pretty good. I like that.
That is some.
Do you get that a lot?
No.
No. You know I see you.
I don't know if you've been listening, but Tommy has picked up the mantle of TJ.
Yeah.
You know, like just the NASCAR defenders over here.
Oh, okay. Welcome to the club, Tommy, France.
Yeah. Jesus Christmas.
How are you, Tom? Have you done any driving this week?
Oh my God. Yeah, I figured out it was 14 and a half hours in 2 days.
So it's like to break it down, you raced Friday night, right?
Raced Friday night down in Coastal Plains down by Emerald Island, and then woke up 4:30 Saturday morning, drove to Darlington for practice and qualifying, got back in my truck, drove back down to Emerald Island to Carteret Speedway and raced, and then got up yesterday and drove back to Darlington.
At least it was worth it on Saturday night.
Yeah, it was worth it.
Yeah, I think you got the one. What did you? How did you do?
We Jack finished 5th on Friday. Luke struggled, and then Luke won Saturday.
Yeah.
And Jack finished 2nd. So
that was
good
cool.
1-2 Baldwin finish. It was awesome.
And Saturday was at
Carteret.
Okay, how is that track? I've
Great,
never been there.
man. Both tracks. That Coastal Plains, Carteret, they're really clean. That Carteret, great crowd every year. It's they do a good show there, man. They got a lot of cool things going on. It's down right by the beach, and the fans enjoy it, man. It's a fun show.
That's a good weekend. Like that's a cool weekend for you guys.
We need to have more of those. Short tracks need to have more doubles. It's cost effective, and you have a lot of fun. And it seems like the racing's a little bit cleaner, especially on the first night, because everybody knows that they have to race the second night. So you have some really good racing.
Karsyn, I know you had a big event down in Florence. I got to thank you for taking care of me to come and hang out with you guys.
You're welcome for the free pit pass.
Hey, I got a question for you.
What?
If you were athletic, what sport would you play?
Yeah, wow, you were hard on some people.
Well, I was saying, like, the funny part about it is, like, that's how I talk to them regularly. So, like, people are like, oh, she's a natural. I'm like,
yeah.
It's just naturally how.
So what sport would you be? You got to give us an
probably
answer.
volleyball.
Volleyball, really?
Yeah.
That was water
I did play
polo or
volleyball.
something. I don't know.
Water polo.
Played a lot of sports when I was younger, but I have old bones now.
How was your
25? you have no idea what hurt.
You're in for a long haul. I thought the show. I could see. I was hanging out in the pit area for a little while, and during maybe the Legend Car race or the Bandolero race, I could see some smoke starting to come out of Kip's ears because I felt like they were running a little behind schedule. Yeah. But it seemed like everything went off. Especially, during the your two races, the pro race kind of flew by. It seemed like there was only I think 1 or 2 cautions, and then the bit of a show with the tow truck being towed off by the other tow truck.
God, that was
that was there?
Yeah, that was at Florence.
Man.
That was awesome. I'm not going to lie.
The best part was the driver and the passenger still being in the truck, just going down the front.
He was waving at the guy in the passenger seat was waving at the fans. We were in the booth with Steve Zacharias, and we were like, "Hey, can you answer a question for us?" So it was the cleanup truck, technically, not the tow truck.
Did you know it ran out of gas?
Really? Is
it
that
didn't
what it
break
was?
down. It ran out of gas.
They thought one of the guys in the booth thought that the battery died, but so it's on the back of a flatbed, and I'm like, Steve, if somebody blows a motor, are we just going to leave the cleanup truck on the flatbed? Like TJ's like, yeah, just tilt the bed up and then we'll let
the bed out. I was actually just gonna joke with Tommy here and be like, yeah, they had an oil spill and they tipped the bed up and see if Tommy would believe us.
Hey, but you know what? We were done by 10:30.
It was early.
Right.
Like,
it was good.
I was actually surprised at how fast the show went. I think did you go to the 400 last year there?
No, I haven't been.
Is that the one that went that was
really
late.
Yeah.
But no, the show flowed well, and see what I did?
Flow, yeah. You want to hit the link?
Thank you guys. It was all me.
It did. It flowed good. The racing was good. That track always, the way it widens out and the different grooves you can run are always like, it's just a good racetrack.
I'll tell you, it wasn't very good.
Oh, I know, because he qualified good.
Maybe the trend is if he qualifies good, he's going to run like
because last year there at the end of the year, he qualified like 84th and out of 43 and
drove to the front.
I think he needs
drove to the front.
I think he needs a longer race. It was weird, and listen, watching a couple times on. I don't want to talk about this race forever because Alex probably freaking out in there. But like, the tire wear wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Like, it seemed like tire wear wasn't as bad as.
No, they changed. They're on a different tire this year.
Yeah, it's an F45, but not the same one that it used to be.
Yeah, it's like a harder tire, and now you can't save tire. Now the old guy can't save tires and drive up at the end. Now he's got to run hard, and he probably got tired. I mean, let's be honest.
I will say the pace of that race from the beginning was insane.
It was faster than I expected.
Yeah.
Anyway, TJ, how you been, buddy? Where you? I mean, how's life at the other table? I mean,
the other table.
Oh, it's not bad. It's pretty fun. Yeah, sitting over there when it's fun when Dale Jr. stops talking for a minute. We can get some words in every now and then.
I was gonna say most clips I see, you're not talking.
Yeah. He tends to get rambling on, but it's fun. We have a good time, and I usually find it a successful show when I can get him to cuss at me, and that's what my goal is most time. Is
every week.
When I get him wound up, he normally goes on rants and stuff, and he really gets going. So that's my goal.
That's funny. Season obviously didn't make the playoffs, but
it's been a rough year.
It's been a rough year for you guys.
Yeah.
I think somebody put out a thing last week that like plus and minus, the points, and Brad was obviously. I think he was probably the biggest point loss from one year to the next. So I mean, and it's a lot of it's just been.
I wrecked him the first 6 races of the season, so that probably didn't help. I mean, where at Daytona twice. I mean, we went through 2 or 3 cars at Daytona, and Atlanta wrecked. Phoenix, the big wreck off F2. We got. I mean, none of us. We T-bone Chase at Atlanta when he wrecked in front of us. We were just driving into stuff.
Yeah.
So
mainly
me.
Good work.
Yeah.
Sounds like they need a new spotter.
I know. I'm surprised I was still there.
What'd you take, like a month and a half off?
Well, then I went to Darlington the first race this year and ended up getting a tour of the emergency room for a few days, and I had an extended stay. And that led to having about a month off, so I missed Mexico, which is terrible. I hated it. I missed that one.
I was like, this
probably would have ended up in emergency room after that anyway.
Well, honestly, that was, Brad was very adamant that I was going to have the surgery in December. I ended up having it in May, but it was November. I think I was going to have it. But when Darlington hit, it was like, okay, well, luckily you're not too far from home but Brad's like, look, don't quit messing with it. Like, just get it done. And you don't want to go to a place like Mexico or somewhere or anywhere really, and have an issue and be stuck somewhere. So, no, it's been, once we came, I got back at Pocono and I sent Brad down to close pit road.
You're pretty spot on this year.
Yeah,
glasses.
Yeah.
Or
I know. I don't think glasses matter.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't think glasses
your
matter.
Ears clean.
What?
Your ears clean.
It's been rough though, but we have had a pretty good last month and a half, couple months. So we've had really good speed. We're in contention to win at Iowa. If we didn't have the 9 cautions in a row there, I think we probably have a really good shot at winning that race. And there's 2 or 3 others in there that we were really competitive at, and we always have a really good summer, it seems like. And then last night was. We battled back to a 15th from being 2 down, sometimes 3 down during a pit cycle. You're pretty lucky to get back to 15th.
Yeah, you said you guys had problems on pit road where you had to come back in and kind of do the double pit stop and then serve a penalty. Like, just sets you back so far. It's especially as hard as it was a pass last night that it's just a battle back to where you were.
No, I don't even know if we saw you last night. Did we? Maybe once.
No, I don't think so. Or if we did, you'd know because we probably would have ran into you, I would assume.
Yeah, we would probably have hit. Yeah, that's a good point. It's been a while.
It was. And talk about that from your standpoint. Obviously, we'll get to Chase dominating the race here in a little bit and spot on, spot off. But I don't. It's weird to me because there was some racing going on, but again, it was even with the fall off where it was still super hard to pass for us. Even for us up in the towards the front, how was it mid or back of the pack?
It was really hard, but there was probably a little bit more. There was a little bit more coming and going there. Like you could. Brad's pretty good about not using his tires up in the first 15 laps of a run, so we were able to make some moves. We actually had really good speed, and we were able to make some passes, but. Where we were at, you weren't really passing, really, really, really good cars. We would pit and go through the cycle, and we would come out and be passing the 8th place car, and so I knew our car had good speed, but it was not. I don't feel like there was as much fall off probably as what I don't know. There wasn't as much separation in the cars. Every time I glanced around, it was like the field was pretty much the same.
Yeah, I felt like we had fall off, but we all had fall off like together, and you never really could manage your stuff. Tommy, I know, obviously you're on a different side of it, but even like taking somebody like Denny for account, like he had a bad pit stop, and we know how good that car was early in the race. He was up there battling with the 19. He gets, he has a bad pit stop. He comes out last, essentially, off that pit cycle. So he restarts mid-20s, I would say. And it really took him all race to get back into the top 10. You could see him kind of methodically picking off 1 car, 2 cars on a run, but it's just so hard to pass it. Is that just aero at this place because it's so narrow?
Well, once we all got to probably lap 20, 25, the whole field ran pretty much the same times, right? Give or take a couple tenths. So that's when it was so hard to pass. So the trick was who was going to pit early and who was going to pit a little bit later to either try to gain positions, on the late end or on the early end. So it was a couple different interesting strategies in the beginning of the race with, the 42.
Yeah, good job by them.
Yeah, I mean, they're the only ones that made it work. The other one, I think the 99.
99 did not make it work.
Did not make it work. So, they had a good night, the 42. Little Numchuck did good there. But yeah, it was pretty. I thought it was an okay race. I thought the end was shaping up to be a pretty good race, and Reddick really tried at the end there, and just couldn't get enough to the side of him to kind of move him up a little bit.
He needed to drive in a little bit harder.
Yeah, I don't.
Kind of like he did with Chris Buescher.
Yeah, well, he said he
learned
his lesson. Learned from the last time, so he didn't want to do it again. But
Chase isn't as big as Chris, though.
Yeah.
I think he's still bigger than Reddick, if I had to guess.
Most people are, though.
What I think I need,
your big toes bigger than Reddick.
I needed it to stay about 6:30, I think, for the entire night, and I think we would have had a really good shot.
You guys were good.
Our was hauling ass in the beginning. Numbnuts kind of did drive in defense a little bit harder than he needed to at one point, and from that point on, I think we were hurt a little bit. I haven't heard for sure if we had damage or not, but I could tell like one time, there was twice yesterday I really wanted to smack the shit out of him because I said something about what's going on around us, like pace wise and who's running where and whatnot. He says, I'm good. I'm just riding here. Literally goes into 1 and 2 the next corner and smokes the wall. And I'm like, okay, great, perfect. And then there was another time John Hunter was kind of bonsaiing the bottom, just trying to get to our left rear quarter.
Shocker.
And I said, all right, 42 is just bonsaiing. He's getting about half back in the center. He's like, I ain't worried about him. And literally, I said, all right, inside off of 2. Like, so I was like twice just.
He was out of it. I mean, after the race, he was saying he won the Indy 500, and it's like, Bubba, you okay?
Where'd you end up?
6th.
That's really good. Yeah,
I think we had fourth best points. Just really, we talked about just if you could have a clean day, get stage points in both stages, and now I think we're plus 25 over the cut line. So that puts us in a good spot moving forward. Obviously, you can't have any issues. You still got to do the same thing. We were talking about, Bubba's been saying base hits. Just base hits get us through this round. So we don't need any home runs. Just and I could see last night, like we're running AJ down at the end, which again, AJ, really, really good race for them guys. Top 5.
It was an odd race for some in the top 10 with AJ up there, all night.
Both
42
legacy cars.
Yeah.
Which Eric's always been
he's
really good at that place, and they were both hauling ass. But yes, I could see Bubba like creeping in, and it's like in years past, I'd be worried that like we're gonna throw away this 6th place finish trying to get a top 5, and it's just like, hey, buddy, remember base hits? We don't need 6. We don't need 1 point. Don't throw away 20 of them for 1. So it's been a really good night. Executed really well. We had one mishap on pit road where I thought the 38 was the pickle car and the 34 was the other car, and I lost them coming down pit road, and we just timed it to where our green flag stopped. We're leaving as they were coming in. We kind of ran side by side out, but we didn't lose much, but maybe 2 spots. But other than that, it was just a really clean night for us and just exactly what we needed. I forget what else. There was something else I want to talk about that race. Whatever. Just keep moving on. What else we got? Truck race. Heim. Still pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much else to say about that.
He didn't slow down after making the playoffs. I mean, that's for sure.
I thought Lane was pretty close or as good, long run wise.
I think Lane was probably the fastest truck.
He was, but it's just that 11 team. They just the whole day they just look calm. right? You see the other guys go, in the back, and the other guy's just chugging right along, man. And next
he doesn't overdo it. Like, just sits there and rides.
Didn't make any mistakes. He was there at the end. He let like you said, let everybody around him make mistakes. Yeah. And I mean, it's a good race team. I mean, a solid little. You Zippy, can tell. Little Zippy does a really good job over there, and it's.
Lane still has that want to try, still want to win, lead every lap that he can, and sometimes that'll bite you still.
He ended up getting in the fence, right? And cutting a tire or something late in that race.
That happened a few times.
Yeah. Next, I mean, they're going to battle this year. Don't get me wrong, that truck, but he's going to have a winter, I think, to think about this year, right? Just like he did
about Lane.
Yeah.
The year before, right? Look at the growth he's done this year. And
from the beginning of this year, though, where was it? Nashville and somewhere else where he 2 weeks in a row. Wilkesboro, remember he was getting but slide jobbing, but not really completing it.
Yeah. That team is going to be the team to beat next year. I don't know if anybody's going to beat the 11 truck this year. I mean, they're just too
consistent.
They're going to have a mistake.
Yeah, from top to bottom, they are just a well-oiled machine, man.
I mean, it could happen like, what was it last year? Was it last year? In the trucks or no? 2 years ago. When did he get taken out?
That was 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Yeah. Was it Hosvar?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's
no.
Imagine that.
I know. I'm shocked.
He was the 42 driver then, Tom, not the 77.
Yeah. But it's going to take something like that to derail that.
Yeah.
You know.
I wanted to choke my poor driver on Saturday, whatever day that was, Saturday. Poor Gio ran. If that race was 147 laps, he ran 143 flawless laps, and unfortunately got into three. A little too hot race in the 98, trying to defend fourth or fifth place. He ran top five literally the whole race, finished fifth post stages, and just overcooked it one time into three, gets in the fence, ends up right front going down. I don't even know where the hell he finished.
First time there, right?
Yep, first race there. I mean, he did a really, really good job. Executed pit road all day long. Like, there's a lot of that goes into that place, and just to have such a good end. I tried to harp on that. Like I said after the race, I said I would like to choke you right now, but don't harp on. I said take that mistake, learn from it, be better next time we come back here. But it was don't hang your head on that one mistake. Don't let it ruin your entire day that you did unbelievably well. So, but yeah, I was ready to kill him at the end of that race. I think Slugger.
Are you already there that you can say those things? I mean, you're only. Okay.
Oh yeah. I told them for day one when we met. I said, listen, I'll be your best friend, but I'm also going to be your harshest critic. And it was that's it. You got to, if you're not honest with these people, then you're doing them an injustice. And he's a good kid. He takes criticism well. He knows. He's like, sorry, man. I was like, man, I'm just. When I said I'm going to choke you. But it's just he's still a young kid. You got to remember these guys are all, I don't even know, it's just his birthday there. I don't even know how old he is, 18, 19 probably, something like that.
Yeah, I think he's like 19.
But yeah, just good. I mean, good kid, really super talented race car driver, and he'll be, I think he'll win races next year.
It's another one that's going to take all winter long to just it's amazing what a winter does off, to a lot of these good race car drivers, and I think he'll be good next year as well.
It's in fast trucks.
Yeah.
Which help.
For sure. A lot of actually go back to the Cup race. I don't know that anybody didn't have a problem in the playoffs last night. You want to
except for the 19?
The 19. Well, yeah,
but
he
didn't have a problem.
He got in the fence a little bit. I saw the right side was scuffed up, which everybody gets in the fence there. But TJ, what'd you think coming off of turn 2 on the first lap?
Well, I had a lot of time to think about it before we got there, so I was we had a problem in qualifying, but so we were back pretty far. I saw it happen right when it did. And I mean, first of all, it caught me off guard because. You don't think the top and the front like that are going to wreck, but I when I saw it happen, I was like, oh boy, and it was like in a spot where it could have easily got a lot.
It was
more
amazing.
cars.
It didn't. Honestly,
yeah, no, I was actually impressed that everybody kind of got through it like they did. Yeah, I think the only car with pretty significant damage ended up being the 21.
Yeah, I don't know what spotter was like directly behind him, but whoever that guy was, he did amazing getting out of
I think
there.
he just bottomed out. Probably
he did. He said after he looked at the in-car camera of Chastain and.
And that sucks for Josh is really talented race car driver, obviously, and
he's good
qualifies good. He's third. That's a place that kind of lends itself into Josh's strengths, like
he's good there.
Taking care of tires and managing the race, and it just sucks that they qualified so good, and now that you're putting yourself in position to maybe have a night like we had last night where you come out of there 15, 20 points to the good, and now I don't even know how many points out he is, but I'm sure he's last.
I need to apologize to John Wood. Because I saw him before the race, and I was like, man, I think you guys could have a really good run here. And last time I saw him was Richmond, and they had a good run in Richmond. And I was like, I think you could do it again here. And I'm like, if you win, you better text me. And he's like, oh, I'll be texting you. I got a text. I got a text not long after that. Yeah.
Did it say you.
Something like that. Not quite that hard. I just said I hope your grasses look good.
What did you think? What'd you make of Hendrick Motorsports cars last night? I mean, it seemed like obviously Bowman had his own struggles. That was separate of that. They had a bad pit stop, and they just
but they weren't really.
They were. I mean, they were going to run in the back anyway. They were like early in that run. The first run, I saw them towards the back. Like they were going to be one of the first
to pit
first
road.
group. We were going to lap, and then he was really early to pit road, and then they obviously had problems on the second pit stop, I think. But as a whole, they just Byron led. But I think he won both stages, led like 250 laps there in the spring. And then they come back and they're just kind of a average car all day long.
We passed the 5, the 24, right at near the about last 15 laps, something like that. We passed them. They were the 9 as well. They were all falling off pretty hard. I don't know if the track they looked okay in the beginning. Like I mean, not like win the race,
more competitive.
Yeah, they were competitive, but like I don't know if when the sun went down, they got worse as it went along there or something because they definitely
that's
weren't
true because
strong.
the 5 kind of was matching us early in the race, and then I never really saw him again after a couple of the pit cycles.
24 was between 8th and 12th most of the time there, somewhere in that area.
Yeah, I think we'll get to pit road later. There's some shows there, especially one in particular. Portland, old Zilowich, your boy does it again. One-arm bandit, even winning races.
Goes through the barricades and still wins.
We will definitely get to that in spot on, spot off.
Good Lord.
He wasn't. He had plenty of friends when he did it. Actually, he was the only one that went through the barricades. But
the only guy that ran the racetrack is he's in here right now. I mean, and he gets penalized.
Thursday was an interesting day on social media regarding the old lawsuit, Freddie.
I thought I was catching an episode of Rare Breeds there for a second. There was some text messages flying back and forth.
No, not yet. Coming soon. Coming soon.
Yeah. Obviously, I don't know. Yeah, obviously, I can't talk a lot about it. But Tommy, there was definitely some interesting back and forth coming from both sides of that deal.
Sounds like Big Al's conversations to me.
If either party thinks they're going to win right now.
That's basically what the judge said.
Yeah, right? I mean, it's just like it's 50-50, it seems like. I mean, you hear things, then you ask questions to some people, and you walk away and go, You talk to other people, you hear things, you're like, Like I mean, it's...
Oh, I know.
It's,
do you think they're leaning towards... Do you think it's getting further from settling?
I think...
Or does it get just so bad where they're like, look, why are we doing this?
I think you have two sides that are very strong-willed groups, and then you have two lawyers that have gone against each other many, many times in these type of situations and don't like each other. And I unfortunately, I think it's going to get worse, a lot worse before it maybe going to get better. I don't think, personally, if it goes to trial, I don't think anybody's really going to win. So we'll see. I mean, NASCAR has a lot to lose, right? According to the judge's comments, he could do anything he wants.
Basically do whatever he wants.
Right? And our sport could change because of this lawsuit. So maybe that's what the other side wants, right, for it to change. Well, that's why they're suing and didn't sign the agreements. But it's pretty interesting that NASCAR now is, I think, holding those 6 charters until after the lawsuit. Now, the judge asked them to think about that, and they did. So now it's like, what are they going to do with that party that they say wants to buy one? It's always my impression that those charters, the extra charters from 37 to 40, were always going to be held for new manufacturers. That's in our meetings in the beginning of building this charter agreement and forming these charters. That's what we all I think we all agreed on. That's what we wanted them for, is for new manufacturers to come in. To hopefully. Dodge like they're coming to save those for new teams and do the things that need to be done. But it's going to be interesting, man. I just I hope it all comes to everybody meets in the middle and we can move on.
Yeah, there's 2 things that one quote that had 2 things in it that I have a question for each of you on. Tommy, I'll start with you. I think it was Scott Prime that said. There's a quote that was like, these cars are much more cost efficient. They put on great racing, and there's more to it. I don't have the quote in front of me, unfortunately. But first of all, let's start with the cost efficiency of the new car.
Full of Are you happy now? Are you happy I'm not Francing it? It's full of
I mean, it hasn't saved anything, essentially.
No, these things are so expensive. And, I mean, look, we have less people now, right? But they think we have less people, but maybe we got rid of fabricators, but now we had to move those number of people to the engineering
now you
side,
got more engineers.
Right? Then we have to spend more money on engineering tools. And then the cars get wrecked, and, one wreck is a potential $100,000 wreck. It's just a normal service.
You're not making me feel any better over here.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Think about all the money you've cost OK this year.
A normal service every week without any damage is $25,000. A normal service. Just replacing the parts that get worn out, at the bottom of the cars, the fenders, the noses need to get replaced almost every race because of the pitting, and I don't know, man.
For the racing side of it, TJ, I don't know how we can say. I mean, some of the racing has been good, but I can't say that it's any better than what we had before. Like with just this new car versus the last car.
It's just different. It's got there is some good parts. There is some good racing with this car. There are some
TJ France.
Well, I mean,
there is. He's not lying.
We have had some good races, but it's going to continue to evolve, I hope, a little bit. Maybe I know they're always working on it and looking to try to improve different, like short tracks and stuff. There's been a lot of things done, and I hope they just continue to evolve and make it better. And I think we did talk about this on the show a couple weeks ago that, Richmond was crazy. It was a good race, but I asked Dale Jr., like, he thought it was an amazing race, but why was it amazing? Because we had cars running so much different speeds at times, like different strategies and stuff. If everyone was locked in with each other, are they really going to be all over each other? And I do wish there was still some more offensive passing techniques to use, like taking the air off the guy's spoiler a little bit. And I wish you could do things like that still, because it's just so hard to pass, man. The guy in front can manipulate the air so bad, and you can really hold a guy off. You need to be 3 to 4 tenths faster than a guy at some of these places to pass him. And it'd be nice to be able to drive down off into the corner and get to a guy and make him struggle a little bit, because that's going to enable a lot more passing. But the car does put on great shows, and these drivers are figuring it out. And sometimes I wonder if these drivers sometimes are just too good at it too.
Priest got
so
us
good.
Loose last night.
Who?
Priest.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, he got us loose last night.
He might have been loose before he got there.
No, he got us loose.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're talking about down the back.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. It was right behind us.
It wasn't very funny.
It was funny for me because I was laughing only because I have to touch on something else that you said I just talked about. But poor Wentz was getting screamed at all night up there, and that's such a hard place. Like, I don't know what the hell Kraus and the 66 wanted to do running that race, because there's nowhere to hide. Like, some mile and a half, you got 4 or 5 lanes to work with. You can get the hell out of the way. That place, especially 1 and 2, like. Yeah. There's nowhere to hide, and there's a numerous times where Cody would kind of enter low, and then you'd commit, like you'd see him on the bottom, so you commit to going around the outside, and then he'd watch up in front of you, you'd have to stop. And Ryan, I think he got tied off of 2 in front of Ryan, and I think Ryan just had enough, because he had just run us down, and that was going to cost him probably any chance of getting us maybe before the stage or something like that. But the one thing I wanted to talk about with you with the evolving, I'm afraid that the more we evolve, the worse the racing is going to get, because we're just, unless they have some changes to the car, because the racing was phenomenal. I'll bring that old word back while TJ's here. The first year, the mile and a half were great as everybody's learning the car. But now, Tommy, even a place like this, we see so much off throttle time, so much in the driver's hands, and we're still all over each other running the same damn speeds. Like, the more time we get with this car, are we not just going to get that window even smaller?
Yeah, you are. But that's why we're going to have to lean on the 4 things that are hitting the racetrack, right? And it's when we're all buying the same parts, and all the people are moving from team to team and all the ideas are getting shared, and our engineering tools are getting better, the cars are going to run the same.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. It's just we don't have a choice with that, but it's just.
But does the racing get better? So, like, JGR, Hendrick, they go to the track. They do their 20-minute practice. Does their car, how much better do they make their car from that? Just
ask Chase Briscoe. From last year driving Stewart-Haas stuff to now, what the differences are.
Hey, it's Dale Jr., and for the latest DBC gear, we need you to go to shop.dirtymomedia.com. We've got plenty of options, and we're adding new stuff all the time. Shop.dirtymomedia.com.
All right, moving on. Spot on, spot off. Chase Briscoe leads over 300 laps to win the Southern 500. He should be considered a championship contender. Spot on, spot off. TJ, we'll start with you. I'm sure you've missed doing this.
I mean, Chase has had a lot of speed this year. I do wonder if the consistency can stay there all through the playoffs. I think he's proven. I mean, there was a lot of unknowns about Chase going into this. Will he be able to run as good? And obviously, the 19 car has been fast at a lot of these places, and Chase is holding up his end of the deal now. And I feel like he's developing a lot this year, and he's taking advantage of it. And I feel like him and James and the crew are starting to really hit their stride. So I think Chase has a good shot at it. He just needs to, when that race comes around, when he's going to be an 8th place car, he needs to try to run 8th and take his 5th or 6th, 7th like that, and not try to force something and get himself in trouble. And if he can do that and manage them situations, Chase could really make a deep run in this playoff. That car is a really good car.
Yeah, I mean, Tommy just dominated. I thought early in the race they took off. They took off, led the race, and they started bleeding early, like maybe 25 laps into that run. Denny ran them down. We started running both of them down. I think we passed Denny, and then they pit right before we got to them. But he was bleeding. I was like, oh, maybe he's just going to be a short run car tonight. Mm-hmm. And he's going to be the one that's going to be short pitting and trying to build a gap, and you're going to have to try to run him down. But after that first cycle, I don't think anybody ever saw him again to the very end. He was blistering fast in the middle of that race, and Tyler ended up getting there at the end of the race. I'm not sure how a balance affected them later. I know he had some scuffs on the right side, so I don't know if he maybe hurt the car a little bit. But, I mean, that was just dommance across the board.
Yeah, I mean, they executed all night long, right? And came out first every
even
pit stop, right?
I seen Bozy tweeted like every pit stop was under 10 seconds or something like that, which is unheard of at that place.
Yeah, and now look, now they're looking 3 weeks down the road now, right? Mm-hmm. Now they're looking, what's the first
race for them would be Loudon.
All right, so now all focus is on Loudon. So how much better do you think they're going to be?
Another good track for the 19.
Right?
Yeah.
How much better are they going to be just focusing on that car? I mean, I think you usually go every, 3, 4, maybe 5 races a car, every team, because the amount of cars we have of preparing. Maybe this car is that New Hampshire car. I don't know how they work, but if it is, they're going to polish on this thing a little bit more. And
Chase needs to work on his end. He needs to prepare himself and do his end of the deal. And when they get there, be fast from lap 1 on.
Yep. Yeah. So they're going to be there right now. And like if it was me, and I'm sure he's, the crew chief's doing the same thing. It's like, all right, we're working on New Hampshire now, and that's all we're going to pay attention to.
He's good at Gateway, though.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, they're going to be fine. Don't get me wrong. But now the focus is on New Hampshire.
Yeah, and in reference to what you were saying, TJ, this kind of validates to his point. Validates them putting him in this car. You know what I mean? There's 2 guys this year that I think had to prove something. One was Briscoe, the other one was Priest. Kiss my ass, but they both have done what they're supposed to do this year. And the funny thing is, I don't think Priest was very far from possibly getting in this car. I think that deal was on the table and getting close to being done at some point. But
him, Josh Berry. I mean, it was I mean,
but I think there was.
I think they all ended up.
But everybody, where they should be. But you look at the numbers this year for Chase. 6 poles, which was ridiculous. If he doesn't screw up 3 and 4 a little bit the other day, it's going to be 7. He killed everybody in 1 and 2 in qualifying this week. 2 wins, 11 top 5s this year. I mean, you go back and look at Martin's last couple of years. He had 14 top 5s combined in the last 2 years. He had 5 last year, no wins, no poles. So, I mean, he's jumped in this thing and is actually outperforming Martin, who, was a championship contender, it seemed like, year in and year out. So, obviously, they hit the nail on the head with Chase. And, he's obviously – I think he was in a lot of top Final Fours last week when we were talking about it, and he's showing rightfully so.
He's performed – when he's supposed to, especially remember when he said he needed to win 8 Xfinity races? Then what did he win?
Yeah,
I think he won that, man.
Yeah, I think he won at least 8. Yeah.
Yeah, and then even in the Truck Series, he was going to be a championship contender and had a motor issue at Talladega and ended up winning Homestead. That year, I mean, the motor deal kept him out of the bumped him out and still won Homestead. So he could have been. He's been in contention for championships in every series that he's ran.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, and he's a good dude.
You know
I don't think he's gotten quite the credit, probably because of his past few years where he was and stuff. I don't think he's gotten quite the credit, to how good he probably can be.
Yeah, for sure.
Chandler Smith says, quote, "We're in steel-bodied race cars, and when you get into the fence that hard, you cut a tire, you're done for the day. You're used to Xfinity cars where you can actually go out there and learn and run the fence and develop your craft," end quote. We just asked TJ, but TJ seems like he has opinions already.
Don't hit the wall.
Thomas, what do you think?
I mean, yeah. I mean, TJ's right. I mean, your craft, developing your craft is not running in the wall. But I think the point he is trying to what he's trying to say is that every time you do touch the wall with the truck, you end up with a right front down. It is getting a little bit ridiculous with those trucks, and they definitely need the composite stuff on them to help. Now, composite stuff does help savings. It does help the race teams. It saves them money for sure. It's a little bit of an expense in the beginning to get all the trucks up and going, but if you put composite bodies on those trucks, they are going to save, and you're going to have less issues. You're going to have less cautions. You're going to have less damage on your trucks. It's going to be more cost-effective for the team. So I think that's what he was trying to drive. But, I mean, to learn your craft.
I want to be able to drive into the fence and not get penalized for it.
I don't think that's
What'd the right side of Corey Heim's truck look like?
Yeah, it's clean, right? It's pretty clean, right?
Did he win? I wonder. Oh, that's how you do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just that's what you're dealt with, like you said, TJ. Like this
it's
is
a focus thing too.
Yeah.
Right. I mean.
Yeah. That was a little early to be.
Exactly.
Perfecting your craft.
Yeah,
Just so you know. I don't know what lap that was, but
it was early. Yeah.
It was really early. I mean, it was in the first 10, 15 laps, I thought.
I think it was earlier than that.
Yeah, it was about halfway through the stage there.
It was, but like you said, it's there's got to be penalties. Like if you know you got to know what you're driving. Like he was in the Xfinity, which is funny because when I spotted for him in Xfinity car, he would never get near the wall. So I wish he would have learned his craft.
Getting near Josh Berry.
Yeah, but I get, like you said, I get what he's saying, but you got to know what you're driving, and you got to know that you can't in that truck, you can't touch the wall, and he unfortunately overstepped it. Gio did the same thing. We saw a lot of guys. Honeycutt, I think, cut a tire before. I think he ran something over and from the 38 wreck. But 34 got in the fence. He had an issue. You just got to know, like you said. And Tommy, is there something you can do to help that, or does it hurt your truck too much performance-wise to...
Well, you lift earlier for the corner,
I'm
Freddie.
just talking about like with the truck itself. Like there's nothing you can do really to make it easier, that it will withstand any kind of contact.
Nothing
right?
you can do. Zero.
You know what he's gonna do next time there? He's not gonna barrel it off in there and take them risks next time. And to me, that's perfecting your craft at that point.
Do you think he will?
I think he'll learn from it. I would hope so.
We would hope so.
I would hope so. I mean, but I know he doesn't like it at the time, but he's putting that in his memory bank, and he's going to learn from that.
Yeah.
So that's perfecting, to me, that's perfecting your craft still.
Yep. All right. No penalties were handed out for multiple drivers missing turn 1 on the final restart of the Xfinity race in Portland. Freddie, spot on, spot off.
Yikes. I mean, this was...
You get paid from this place, Freddie.
I know.
Different company.
Yeah, it's different company.
Sister company.
Listen, Connor took advantage of them. I think what happens here, the restart before this, Swalich comes from 14 rows back and almost wipes everybody out, but he gets into Connor, and when he gets into Connor, it knocks Connor offline, and Connor runs this line through the little Joker deal there. The Joker deal there is in place. If you look, it starts much. Connor only runs half of it. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And he only runs the half that really doesn't slow you down. Like if you go straight, there is a much more defined chicane. We'll call
Sharper.
it.
No, there's a whole other corner.
Yeah, it's basically a whole other corner. But because I think he got away with it on the first one, and there was no penalty for contact, I think once he felt anybody touch him, listen, this son talked about running it in practice to figure out how much faster it was. And if you look at it, it from above, it's faster. You know, if you don't have to run that first half of that chicane, it's going to be faster. But my problem is, at least Connor ran the chicane. The next 4 guys in line all just hook the corner, don't even go anywhere near the racetrack, and just keep blowing right through. I think it was the 18, the 21, the 16, and somebody else. I guess maybe the 48. Like the 48 at least turns in, but these guys just all go left and then just go straight through.
No, go
and Connor still. And you know what? It's just, I don't know. You know, Connor didn't do anything wrong. He took advantage of a screwed up rule.
He gets he messes up, and he's lucky that he messed up under braking and locked him up, started wheel hopping. He was going to get wrecked if he doesn't. He comes out with a bigger lead. No, nobody did.
Nobody got penalized.
That's what I was saying.
Connor's the only one that did it right.
Yeah.
Well, no,
he did half right.
And Quapple's the first car that actually runs right on the curb.
Have you not seen this? No.
Tommy, watch Quapple back there. He goes in, rights on that curb.
The one car.
Yeah, left's on that. He runs the corners fine.
He's the first car across the line that ran the whole racetrack with 2 to go.
Did he get penalized?
No.
No, nobody did.
Nobody got penalized. There was no penalties.
No penalties anywhere for anyone.
Was there any officials over there?
The thing is, I think that, and
that is
obviously,
some funny shit.
Obviously, we're not going back. So there's no point in talking about it. Tommy's dying.
I don't know why you get away from the stop. If you cut it, you got to stop.
Do you think that because Connor missed the first half of that chicane, should that have not been if you're not running the full penalty chicane there, it should be a stop and go, no? Like
I think if you don't,
all you had to do was zigzag it, so it didn't matter which way.
No. So it starts
right?
back. If it starts on
there's
entry,
another sign back
so
there.
You can't really see it there, but there's a more defined. Like it starts way back here. You gotta go straight. Like so, there's a thing in the middle. Yeah. So you'd have to zigzag around. There's a black thing right there in the middle.
They're running it correctly.
Those guys are running it correctly. But if you cut, it should be some kind of stop and go. No,
you've gotten penalty at the Roval before for what 6 inches too far in the curb. I don't know. I'm just saying. I
just don't know how. You back that up, Alex. You guys go back and watch this. I know maybe the 48 and the 8 got into it, so that accident that.
But the 48 still cut it. You're still gaining.
The 18 is one of the ones I thought was funny, which I'll give him credit because he blew the corner and could have wiped everybody out, and he didn't. He learned his lesson from the first time. But he just goes in here and if you watch the 18, he just goes here and goes, all right. I'm going left, right. Here seems good. There's no penalty. That doesn't even attempt to run the chicane at all, and no penalty whatsoever.
To me, but I think you're teaching all these guys the bad habits. Now
absolutely.
Now they don't think they got to make that corner.
I think what they're going to do is put a wall there.
There should be one.
We're not going
Put
back.
a wall there.
There used to be grass. I guess it used to, I'm looking at old videos, they said that was all grass, so it would deter anybody from wanting to run through there, which I don't know why they would get away from that, because you're not going to really get stuck in there. It's
Put
not
a sand trap there.
Yeah, something like that. You can't have that. I don't know how I guess any other series doesn't have a show like we do, but we're not going back there. But still, this is, but I think that Connor should have had to do a stop and go.
I think Connor did really good.
Yeah, I give him credit for at least admitting that he practiced it and knew it was faster.
I think all the cars inside that curb should be stop and goes.
I heard a rumor. I would have to go back and watch the whole race to fact check this.
Right now, the one car should be the winner.
Yes,
that's what I said.
Exactly right.
It's the only one.
But somebody told me, I think it was JR on my team, said the 70 car ran the Joker all day long. Never even tried to run turn 1. Just ran the chicane all day long and was plus 20 spots on restarts for the day. I'd have to go back and watch it on SMT to see if that's true or not.
You can't.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
There's no. So this reminds me of Indy the road course. Remember the turn 1 down there? Yeah.
Where it's just faster to blow straight through and then go.
Just make the left and go. Make the right and go.
It was just shout out to Karsyn Quapple for doing it right. Jesse Love, he's doing it right there.
No, Jesse's
just going the wrong way.
He's avoiding the
He didn't realize he could have made a left there. He would have been over here with Connor trying to go through this other thing.
Tommy's going to watch that video 800 more times today.
I think it should have been a penalty for Connor, even for Connor.
I'm thinking you penalize all of them.
The last one, maybe not so much the first one, because the first one he definitely got knocked offline.
What's the show about? The way NASCAR set that up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you another thing on this. Why we put the restart zone in that corner back there to prevent stuff like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, last topic. Playoff driver panic level. Christopher Bell finished 29th. He is plus 11 to the cut line, and Chase Elliott finished 17th, and he's plus 9. Should they be worried about moving on to the round of 12? Freddie?
I think, yes. I mean, you got to be worried because you're only 10, 11 points to the good, whatever it is. Again, this 20 car, obviously they had issues. They were fast in the beginning of the race. They had issues on pit road, which we'll talk about in a minute. But they just haven't been the same since the beginning of the year. Like I feel like beginning of the year they rattled off 3 or 4 wins in a row.
According to you.
Yeah, it's all spotter. Hey, well, listen,
I was waiting for you to say that.
Talk about it,
he said it last week.
You can talk about it like you can argue if you want, but they had 6 top 5s in the first 12 races with the same spotter, and they've had 3 in the last 15 since then. So
you think the first spotter was
might have been
in
that
the
much
engineer
better.
room making the calls?
He might have been that much better. I don't know.
Maybe it's more efficient.
Execution. Not making mistakes. But they
I read about your spotter in the news all last week. I mean, dang.
Which one?
I don't know. Apparently, it was some pit command or pit stuff.
Oh, and at where was that? Daytona.
Yeah.
It was
Miscommunication. Channel 2.
Just like Bono
and Eddie. Did you hear Bono and Eddie yelling at each other this week? Oh, it was
Bono being perfect Bono.
And
Eddie with his
both of them, Eddie diffusing Bono like he's had to for the last 30 years, Bono just unraveling. I love it.
I thought the best part about that, if you go, you can find it somewhere. I forget what it was, like Bleacher Report, I think has it, and it's so Bono spots for the 71 truck.
No,
Eddie spots for 71 truck. Bono's the crew chief, and Raja must have hit the wall or something, and truck up, and he's like, all right, buddy, it's not that bad. And Bono just loses. He's like, it is that bad. And they just going nuts. He's like, I told you to tell him to take it easy, take care of it, and whatever. So they go back and forth, and Eddie's like, all right, you don't yell at me. And he's like, they're going back and forth. And
the Bono going unraveling is the best.
It's so much fun.
I don't think I've ever heard it.
When he uncorks, it's awesome.
The best part about this video was the first comment after he just gets done berating Eddie about not telling Raja what to do and not do. And then the first comment was like, does his button not work? Can he not tell him himself?
It's true.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know what the
Playoff driver panic.
Bell. Bell's got enough speed. I don't think their panic meter is probably somewhere in the middle.
I think the guys that are in the bottom 4, except for Bowman, I thought he was going to have a better day. I think the other guys were the guys that I think are going to struggle. And I think the 9 is close to struggling, man. I don't know, man. We'll see. The 5 car is going to be the one everybody's going to watch because I keep saying it. Ever since the Indy 500, they have not done much, right? Since he started driving that Indy car, and I don't know what's happened. I'm not saying it's
could be coincidence,
but since then, they have not run as well.
And he took his spotter to the Indy side too, so it's not.
Yeah.
It's.
I don't think Bell's in panic mode though.
No, and the guy that's got to be.
He's one that could pop off a win.
Yeah.
Out of all
I'll tell
those
you
guys.
who's in trouble already is SVG.
Yeah, that was a guy that. He couldn't afford to have that night.
No.
You know what I mean? He was one of the guys we talked about. He had a 16-point cushion or whatever it was coming in, and if he could run top 15, top 20 every week, he could use that, and he's still in right now. I think he's like +3, but
he won't outrace Joey.
But not now. No, you know what I mean. Now you
That's
can't.
one of the guys that those other guys needed for. They need to have a bad day.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah.
And he wasn't gonna have as bad a day. He was gonna run, I think, 25th maybe. I don't know. I think he ended up like 31st. He was going to run around 25th.
22nd to 25th he was.
And then he got burned on a car. He pitted and he got burned on like one of the cars. I think when the 44 blew up, maybe they were just on a different strategy and they got burned by that. And that was really the end of their night. But that was a guy that he couldn't afford to have that.
No, he needed all the buffer. He really needed a top 15 here. Top 15, 20 at the worst.
And he ran good there the first race. I think he ran top 20. I think he finished 20 at the first race, something like that, because I was going back and looking.
But you're talking about the 20, right?
I'm talking about the 88.
Yeah. 20 had that little right front damage from the first stop, right?
Yeah.
And the 88, they seemed to struggle a little bit all night. But I thought I think they finally got back in the lead lap when
they got a free pass at one point.
Free pass. Well, I think that's when Priest wrecked us. and then it was a
Can't believe he did that.
short stint to the second stage, and everybody did the drive around, so everybody made up a lap there.
Yeah. And you look at, like, there's nobody really. I mean, you look at, like, you talk about Chase and SVG. I think Joey, like you said, I think Joey can outrun SVG for the next 3 weeks and get 3 points on there. Next 2 weeks,
he should probably have that by the end of the first stage.
Yeah, Joey's going to have a good week this week. The Penske cars were really good here last year. Bell's been really good on these flat miles, so he'll be really good. He was really good there last year at Gateway, so he could be easily just pop off a win this week and not have to worry about anything. So, like, for me, panic meter on them guys is kind of in the mid right now. It's not full blown panic yet after one race, I don't think.
All right, well, that is all from Reaction Theater. Wait,
What?
no, I'm never mind. That is all from Spot On, Spot Off. All right, anyways, it's time for Reaction Theater, where fans can call in and voice their opinions from this weekend's race.
The first one, actually, I don't know if you guys heard, Jeff Gluck was our guest last week, and he said he was going to ask Chase Elliott about the Chase sexuals on Playoff Media Day. So here's his response.
I have probably the most important question of the day to ask you. Are you familiar with the term Chase sexuals, and what do you think of it, if so?
The only reason I know what this is, or I've heard of it, is because Bubba has said that to me before, and I don't know the meaning behind it. Like some sort of a fan.
I mean,
club.
some of your fans are openly calling themselves that.
Okay,
They're just
that's
labeling
kind of what I
themselves
thought
that.
based on the context of how he said it. But that's okay. That's how they want to roll. It's definitely not on my radar. I'm happy for him.
He said, "I'm happy for him."
This guy acts like he acts like he doesn't listen every week. I mean,
we
know.
You know he listens.
He was trying to be nonchalant.
Yeah. I can't believe Gluck actually asked that.
I know.
Hysterical.
The best was, did you guys see the clip with Logano?
Yes.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
Talking about his studio.
About-
Yeah, his studio. What was
About
that
the
on?
hunting-
Was
the
that part
hunting
of
wives?
the media day when they did that?
Yeah, it was
So
media
media
day.
day, they got to sit down with every driver, and they like what I like about those guys is them guys sit in a little scrum, and then they go to those different stuff, and they answer the same question over and over again. And they get to Jeff and Jordan, and they just ask
Jordan,
them off the wall.
that was one of the best clips I've seen, and they put him on the spot. And Joey's like, I don't know.
I've never seen it.
Damn, I can't wait for Tommy to yell at Priest. Come on, baby. Hell yeah.
Doug was trying to get me
I
stirred up last night, and
I text the group guys. It's thank God Ryan got that, because it was just after that. Poor Brent was getting screamed at up there. I said maybe he put Brent out of his misery. Then of course you get 4 flats, and now you're beached. But I mean, like you said, like we talked about, your day or your weekend went downhill in qualifying. Essentially, Cody got in the fence pretty hard in 1 and 2.
yeah, we had a good car in practice. I thought we were pretty decent, and I got in the corner a little too hard in turn 1 and hit the fence. And look, I don't care where you are, but off of 2 when you're getting lapped, you're up top. You're not moving over on the bottom to get lapped off. If you're going to lap somebody off 2, where are you going to lap them?
On the bottom.
Okay. Well, where was Priest?
Well,
Where was Priest?
He was on the top.
Okay.
But because
so it was 2 seconds. He's had 3-4 laps to catch the 51. 2-second difference now because we're on older tires. Do you think he would figure out before that where to go?
Listen, I don't always defend Priest on here because I think he's an idiot. But
You're off of 4. Where are you going to be?
wherever they're not, the problem is, Tommy, like, this is what I was trying to tell you on the way in here today. Like, all we ask is, and yes, that's fine, because but if you know that we have to pass you off the bottom of 2, you need to be up.
He was.
No, he wasn't. That's what
Where
the
was
problem
he?
was. He was coming off the bottom. He goes in low, would drift to the top. So he goes in, he's showing you the top on entry. So you're like, oh, he's going to give me the top. Well, then he comes across your nose and parks in front of you. So then you got to turn underneath him. But then he's turning down the hill also, and like he just wasn't doing a great. And it's not easy. It's not Cody's fault. Old tires. It's not. I'm not saying this Cody could easily just do this, but like you got to do a better job of showing us where you're going to be, and we could all figure it out from there. And he just wasn't doing a great job of that in the race yesterday. It was like you couldn't predict where he was going to be at. So then like TJ knows, especially 1 and 2. Like if you're showing if you're showing me the top, I'm going to go out there, and then here you come, and now that's where I think the guys were getting frustrated with him, and I think Ryan just kind of.
The 44, 66, when you got to them in 1 and 2, they were going to be up top. But as soon as you got position on them, they were like, okay, go ahead. And you both went off the corner single file. I can tell you that if they were on the bottom, I know when you get to that late exit, if they're still going to be there, it's going to be, it's going to be a sketchy situation.
The tires are wore out. You're driving the racetrack at that point, right? Spotters are up there, and they're catching him. They know he's 2 seconds back, below, slower. They know that you got to be careful, right? It's just as much their job as it is Cody's job to do a better job to not to do that. I've seen Priest do that many times, getting frustrated and doing it. He could have waited a second. All right, he wasn't going to catch the 23. All right, we were in his way. Big deal. You don't spin the guy out.
Yeah, well, I mean, at that point,
you can be frustrated.
Yeah.
You don't have to wreck the guy.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to.
He did not give you a chance.
No, not one chance.
That's why I've been talking out him out here. I knew this was coming.
How's your blood pressure?
It's no matter what, my blood pressure stays the same.
127,
128 over 76.
Welcome back, TJ. Kyle Busch fan here. Question for the boys. Top 10. Does that mean over the pants hand stuff or what?
It'll be better.
They're running out of weeks, man. Then they're going to have a 3-month break. It's going to be tough.
I think Rowdy fans are in trouble for a long time.
My name's Karsyn Elledge, and if you're in the playoffs, I'm going to your day up. Because my name's Karsyn Elledge, and that's what I do.
Well, we'll get to the pit road stuff here in a minute because I know that's one of the XDBC questions potentially. But I saw one deal with the 9 where him and the 9 are kind of door slamming down the front straightaway, and I didn't really think that was Carson's fault. I looked, no
matter what, it's going to be Carson.
Yeah, that's true. But it looked like they were just running down the front stretch, and there was somebody backing up in front of Chase that Chase didn't want to be behind. So he just kind of was trying to ease the 77 over a lane, and they just rubbed doors into one. And I can't remember. I don't know if it looked like a restart even, but that was the one I saw. I don't know who else he had run-ins with. I know the 20 on pit road we'll talk about. But listen, and I always talked about this, modified racing especially. You've dealt with it on there, on the roof, TJ. People come over to you and they're like, "Hey, you remember we're point racing?" And I always say, "Well, you remember I'm not." So you get the away from me then. You know what I mean?
I don't want to hear that. You got a lot more to lose than I do.
Yeah. So I'm not. You better cut me a break because I don't care that I'm not racing points. I'm racing for wins.
100%.
So if you're worried about that one spot, you better let me go. And that's the guy you got to know what you're dealing with. Carson's going to give 110%. I watched the last run. Him and Ross ran side by side. It seemed like for 5 laps, and that dragged the Ross off the back of us. So I loved it. But you know what you're dealing with Karsyn. You're getting 100% every lap, and whether it's right or wrong, that's what you got. That's what you got to be ready for.
That's probably the best way to put it for him.
And
that's not a bad thing.
No,
right?
it's exciting
it's
for
just everything that happens after that.
It's exciting for NASCAR.
That's when he goes 111%.
Yeah, you know what? He's exciting, man. Carson's fun to watch until you're involved with it.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for the new qualifying line that he showed us at Watkins Glen. I'm thankful for that. Looking forward to going real fast there next year and probably getting the pole. But yeah,
was that
he's
the
excited.
fastest you've seen Brad run in a long time?
Where?
Watkins Glen.
It might be the only time I've ever seen Brad run. I don't know. Brad doesn't get mad during races. It's once a year, maybe if that. Brad's really, really, really good at keeping his cool, and I don't know if I've ever seen him get out of a car that fast. That was a surprise.
It was impressive.
Yeah.
All right. To leave an audio message 24/7 for Reaction Theater, you can call our number at 704-802-9572, and we'll play the best ones each week on the show. And it is now time for Ask DBC. You can send in your questions on X each week using hashtag AskDBC. All right, Mike wants to know, what are the rules of right-of-way on pit road? What Bell was complaining about the 77, and I thought the 77 had the right-of-way.
So, TJ, you correct me if I'm wrong. The right-of-way usually is the guy in the box. I would say you would hedge giving him the right-of-way, especially in this scenario. I think if I know the scenario correctly, 77 spun out. He drew the caution. So he's basically going to be the last one coming to pit road, I would assume. He's not going to be really racing anybody off of pit road because he's probably too far back to gain any spots. If the 20, who was probably in the top 5 or 10 at the time, is getting ready to leave, it's on the 77 to let the 20 leave at that point, correct?
100%. I'd have to go back and look at it to be sure, but from what you just painted right there, if you're the reason for the caution, you're probably already not, in contention right there. So if it was two cars, one guy's battling for the free pass, or everyone's running their own race. But at that point, I think you got to yield to. You're going to want that back at some point, to me. And if you're not in, just don't start. I don't know. Don't fight battles you don't need to fight right there, and take some. At some point you're going to want that 20 to let you go, and you're not in the right position. It's not time to be collecting on that, in my opinion.
Yeah. What's that communication like, box to box down there?
Well, I always try to, right before the race, a guy in front of me make contact, eye contact. Hey, let me know what you're doing. I know it's hard for some crew chiefs to, lead in, but look, it's important that if I'm the guy in the middle, I need to know what you're doing so I can help you. Right, yeah. I'm not trying to outsmart you. Let me know if you're coming in for fuel only, or 2 tires or 4 tires, so I know what to do. I mean, sometimes I'm going to play offense on that situation, and sometimes I'm going to play defense on that situation. So I think it's important for the 3 crew chiefs, the one in the front, the middle, and behind you, to always have communication, so that type of stuff doesn't happen. And some of the crew chiefs don't want to do that. Some of the crew chiefs don't even want to talk to you. And when that happens, I'm like, all right.
Okay.
Yeah, you tried.
You asked for it.
So here's the deal. Did the 20 have a conversation with the 77?
Yeah.
Did those guys talk? If they didn't talk, it's on them. It's on those 2 guys. It's not on the drivers at that point.
Yeah.
It's on the crew chiefs by not communicating on that situation. And some of them don't want it. Some of them are dickheads.
Yeah.
They are.
We've been lucky enough, and I don't know if this is by design or not, but the 47 has picked around us a lot this year. And Mike is obviously, we love Mike on here, Magic Mike. And
Mike hasn't been doing Magic Mike things.
Not lately.
He's lost his wand.
I don't mind.
But we got to one point last night where they had just got a lucky dog, so they were like the tail of the lead lap, and we were running top 5. And Charles came on my radio and he said, "Hey, just so you know, if it's close, the 47 is going to pull." We had an opening behind us. He said the 47 is going to pull into the opening, wait for us to leave, and then do his stop, which is what you want. That's what it's supposed to happen. But at the same time, it's also hard to do that sometimes because they had an opening. They had an opening to pull in behind us. We had the garage opening was behind us. So they have a spot to pull in. Sometimes you get yourself in trouble also stopping and waiting because, if the 77 stops and waits on the 20, he could potentially be screwing somebody else up behind him. So it's just there's
a lot of moving pieces.
You try to choreograph it the best you can, but sometimes in that situation, there need to be communication, like you said. The 77 should have yielded to the 20, but again, does that put the 77 in harm of stacking somebody else up behind him? So you don't know. I'd have to go back and look at the whole thing, but to your point, Tommy, there's some guys that work with you, and then some guys that just don't want to. And then at the end of the day, those guys that don't want to, a lot of times, they just end up hurting themselves.
Exactly.
We were 1-2 down, and we were waiting we weren't going to pit until the 54 pit, who was pitted right before us, or behind us, and we didn't want to cross. So Jeremy was like, "Hey, 54 is going to come in. We're going to come the next lap." But that's how you work with each other. You work with each other like that, and you just try to be as efficient as you can with each other.
Well, it's time to talk about shows. Apparently, pit road was a show a little bit yesterday, but
I don't think anybody's going to beat that Xfinity.
Freddie, you and Bubba's wreck tied with the 4-wheeler fire last week.
Way to go for us.
I thought you guys were going to blow it out of the water.
We had some.
What is this?
Oh, I saw this guy jumps the wheel.
Oh man, we have a lot of 4-wheels.
Holy where is that?
I don't know, but
Canada.
That guy had a bad day.
Canada.
Everything's in Canada.
Did you see the other 4-wheeler wreck where the guy was a sprint car had flipped over? Did you see that one?
I saw. Yes, I didn't see the clip. Somebody sent me the clip. I'm sure Alex is probably.
Yeah, it's right here.
Look at that.
Holy.
Hang on, watch the 4-wheeler on the left. They're gonna pan the camera. Watch. There he goes.
Oh, no, slow rolled it.
Yeah.
Oh, that slow roll's even worse because then the thing lands on top of you while you're doing it.
It doesn't fling you off.
Yeah, you need to get thrown off.
You need to get ejected.
That's why I don't drive those things.
Same.
The first guy got
too
ejected.
Stupid. Yeah, the first guy got ejected. That was a hell of a wreck though, man.
They flipped in sync.
That looked like the first guy wrecking on the 4-wheeler.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
It was.
Go back to the other one. I gotta
Right
see
now,
that again.
I think 4-wheeler shows are dominating.
4-wheeler shows have been this guy. You want to see this guy again?
Four-wheelers are
Karsyn?
not in right now.
By the way, everybody's been asking me.
This guy's got to start wearing helmets.
Everybody asks about these clips. We try to cut them in when we can. Sometimes we don't have permission to show it. If you do, or if you are looking for these clips that we're talking about right now, they are on the Dirty Mo Twitter timeline under the show poll. You can find all the clips that we talk about here that end up on the poll anyway.
And it's worth it this week. Holy cow.
Oh, my God. So the Xfinity Rec has to be on there. Old work area four-wheel guy here. I don't know what track that is. We got to get more information, but he bust his ass.
What's that white thing that went flying?
Studio should be on
That
there.
was his hat.
Wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Or just something he probably had on there.
No, it's
something on there. It was like a water bottle or something.
Beer.
It's beer.
Are they still looking for that other tow truck driver?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard
He's
anything
still at
about him.
large?
What do you think the guy driving the sprint car is thinking right there? Because you know he can see him.
Well, all you can see right now is the bottom of a four-wheeler.
Oh, my
Oh, that's so
goodness.
funny.
Johnny K. We have the Johnny K clip on here, Alex. He went nuts.
My man, Johnny K.
I meant to send it to you. I don't know if it's on Flow, but if you get a look at it, was it Friday night or Saturday night? Do you remember?
That was Saturday.
Saturday night,
yeah.
he gets wrecked. And
Jack was behind him at the time.
I saw Jack in the clip. So he goes across. He walks somehow wreck on the backstretch. Him and Joey
Going
Coulter.
into 3.
And he comes across. He walks across, and he's an older guy. Like how old's Johnny? He's got to be in his 50s. I would
70
say.
maybe.
Really?
No, just
Jesus.
Oh my God.
But I'd say he's in his 50s, and he walks across the whole racetrack. Goes across the front stretch wall, and everybody acts like nothing's going to happen. They just let him go, and he goes out there and he just starts beating the shit out of this guy's race car with his Hans device.
They should have stopped him way. I mean, Dylan is doing play-by-play, and here he comes running. He's running across the pit area. Oh, he's jumping pit wall. Oh, here he goes to Joey Coulter's car. Oh, he's beating Joey Coulter's car. Where was security? The first two guys.
Like after he started doing it, security got there like they were mad at him.
No, that wasn't security. That was the O2 crew.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, security wasn't even there yet.
He's just going for a job.
And Tower's right there. And
nobody's like, hey, somebody grab this guy.
You think Hoots would go, hey, someone grab Johnny, please? No. Look at the official sitting right there.
Just watching him
walk
on by.
Where's he going?
Oh, is he going over here?
No, not even turning around. Up here he goes. Oh, what he's going to think he's just going to go say hello?
Probably out of breath now.
Jack's going, oh, here he goes. Oh, no.
What? Is he hitting the roof or the windshield?
The windshield.
God, look at he puts his whole
And
body
that's what
into it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, man.
Almost lost a foot there.
Oh.
Hey.
Yeah.
One more shot. That's the
O2 crew. Yeah. No official yet.
That's a big dude right there.
Now here's
There's
the official. He's
official.
backing up.
Yeah, good job, guys.
Still
Good
not
job.
doing.
Oh, here comes Johnny's crew. Oh,
He was hot.
He was hot.
All right, yeah.
All right. Xfinity wreck. Hans device beat down. What the hell was the other one?
Four-wheeler.
The four-wheeler flip
We
again.
got some good ones. It's going to be
Yeah.
cool.
This might be a close battle. I mean, I don't know how the Xfinity doesn't win again, but
All right. Well, we have plenty of good shows this week, so make sure that you go on X and vote on our show Hall of Fame, and that's where you can also see the videos that we have been discussing. DBC Picks finally whipped y'all's ass.
whip my ass. Finished second.
Wow.
I should have told Tyler that I had him. He would have wrecked you guys.
Good old fashioned.
Why can't
No.
we have this on the same page?
Oh, here we go.
What does it matter? You just got to look at picks. Who goes first? Gluck.
TJ.
TJ.
I'll take Kyle Larson.
I'm going to go with Blaney.
I will take. I'll go Logano.
Sound like me.
Oh my God, you guys both picked people I was gonna pick.
Well, that's why the.
All right, I'll take Denny Hamlin.
Denny Hamlin. Thomas, I did hear some interesting stuff, which we had heard about a month ago. I think I said on here that SHR was potentially going to merge with Legacy in some sort. I heard that deal's out the window, and SHR potentially going Chevy.
I don't think there is an
year.
SHR.
Well, whatever they are. Haas Factory team. Is that floating around the ground?
They can do whatever they want.
Do whatever they want. That is the rumor I heard. And the other thing, I think came out this week was no full-time ride for Heim. There's rumors about that.
How does this keep
that's
happening?
true. I think that's true, unfortunately, and it's crazy.
It's not true.
That he's not going to have He's going to have a full-time ride next year.
Not a cup ride, but
Just a full-time ride somewhere.
Where?
I don't know that I agree with
I
you,
mean-
but he should. He absolutely should. It's just it's still insane to me that he's not driving a JGR Xfinity car at this point. Speaking of which,
why is he not driving that car?
One of the people there don't like him. I don't think. Maybe somebody. And listen, Slugger. This is a meeting when I first sat down with Gio. We talked about this, and Slugger said, you got to always think long term. You don't know the things you do, how it could affect you down the road, and listen, I think it's no secret that him and Ty don't like each other from their days racing each other in ARCA, and I can't imagine that that's not what's keeping him out of a JGR car at this point. Because there's no other reason. Like, what could the other reason be? He's in the Toyota pipeline. He's won 1,000 truck races.
At what point does Corey just say, you know what? I could do something else here.
What else?
Yeah,
really
like he's got I think he's got a good deal with 2311.
You tell me right now, there's not a Cup team that wouldn't put him in there.
There's not a Cup team, I don't think, that doesn't have a driver signed for next year. I think.
But I'm saying this has been going on for a while now. I mean, this isn't the first year that we're surprised Corey Heim doesn't have something else. I
think there's going to be an opening for 2027 for him, and at 2311.
The funny thing, the thing that always
they're still
they're still there.
Well, I'll let you know December 2nd.
I'll be in the parking lot. Don't worry.
The one thing it's just funny to me because you hear. I think Cruz is the next Toyota guy, and I think you're going to see Cruz probably in a Gibbs Xfinity car next year. We probably full time, but if not, majority of it. That's the seat that I think that's like if everything is copacetic, that's where you would think Heim would end up. But I think it's going to be.
Where's Cruz go from there?
Well, that you would think. Listen, if he's the guy, if he's the guy they have pegged, Toyota pegs these guys that are, this is their pipeline guys. Bell, those guys. If that's the guy, then that's you set that timeline up to where is he Denny's replacement? Denny's he just signed a 2-year deal. Is he going to sign another one? Who knows? So if you got 2 years of Cruz in Xfinity and he does really well, is that the guy that goes in the 11? Possibly. But it's just funny. It's just so weird to me that Corey it's such. I mean, he's got to be him and Zilic. Zilic got his deal, so now Corey's obviously the number one prospect out there, right? I mean, it's just.
But I think. Denny has. Yeah, I'm pretty confident Denny has a path for him.
Oh yeah,
So I'm not I don't think Corey's very.
No,
worried,
he's not worried about it. It's just so crazy to me that there's potential that he doesn't have a full-time ride next year. And then you heard the other rumors this week about Suarez potentially getting in the 7. I don't know how close that is. It seemed
I didn't hear that.
Seemed like Ricky. Yeah, it sounds.
I heard Stenhouse.
But Stenhouse kind of came out and said that he was under contract, which is funny. Knowing the business side of things. Stenhouse is under contract next year at Hayek. I don't even know how you say it.
Hayek,
yeah. Would Hayek not let him out of? Because I don't know how much money Stenhouse has attached to him. I know he's got some sponsorship. I know Nas, some of the other stuff comes with him, but I don't know how much that is. If you've got Stenhouse there with X amount of dollars and Suarez with probably considerably more dollars sitting there, would you not be like, okay, Ricky, if you want to go somewhere, go ahead. We need because they're the team that need money. I would say they're a team that would definitely take a driver that has more funding over somebody with talent, just like we've always talked about. But so him being under contract really doesn't just affect anything. I don't think because they'd probably be like, okay, you if you want to move on, you can. We'll have somebody come in with some money. But I think it's getting. I don't know. It seems to me like I feel bad. I love Justin Haley. The kid's such a good kid. But listen, he just didn't perform as well as the other guys did this year, and if I don't know how that works. But Suarez is sitting there available. Would you make that change? You think?
No,
or?
I wouldn't. I think Justin's good. I think they had a lot of moving parts from the beginning of the year, right? And then they moved him again, and I think I don't know. Justin is a really good race car driver. He is. I put him up against. I think he can run consistently in the top 15 every week if everything goes right. I mean, can he win every week? No. But not many people can, right? I mean, there's 4 or 5 guys that are capable of winning every week. So I don't know. I think the only thing that would get Justin out of that seat would be money. Because, look, let's face it, everybody's going to run out of money sooner or later, right? And you see a lot of the owners' names on those Spire cars, right? The game bridges, and they don't want to be on there, right? They rather have sponsors. So I don't know. You might see some moving and shaking, but I don't think it's because of the talent of Justin.
Agreed. TJ, thanks for coming back, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been fun.
We were looking. So what happened was we hadn't had a spotter on in a while, and a lot of I knew I wasn't getting a driver to come in here at 9 o'clock in the morning after the Southern 500.
That's probably not happening.
So I was like, let's get a good spotter, and unfortunately, none of them were available.
showed up,
so
so-
yeah,
Couldn't get anybody. Well, it's fun to sit with Tommy France and you and Karsyn. Glad Tommy fills that role a little bit here. You take a lot of times for it, but
we're just glad to give you an opportunity to come on a show and actually speak.
Yeah,
you've been bored.
Did it feel good to get some of your opinions out?
I watched Dale Jr.'s show only one time so far, and I didn't even see you in it.
that's probably accurate. Yeah,
I didn't even see you in it.
Yeah, he gets to rambling on. Yeah.
Two things I wanted to touch on right before we left. I ran into somebody at the pit area at Florence, and he wanted us to talk. Give a shout out to Carly Matthews, is a listener of ours, not doing so well. He's down there in Coward County, South Carolina. So we want to shout out to him, tell him we're thinking about him, and Tony Hanberry.
Yeah,
unfortunately, he passed away this week. Some kind of accident, I guess. I don't know all the details.
Ago,
and
I heard about him. I didn't know him, but it seems like he was a
just a racer, man.
Yeah, that whole group of racers up there, man, is so close net, and
I saw Andy J post something about it.
Yeah, he's just a racer, man. And then, like, when he wasn't racing, he was crew chief in other people's cars, and just a really good dude. And he's got family up there, so we're thinking about them. And so rest in peace, Tony. And thanks for listening, everybody. Where we going? We're racing
Flow
this week?
Racing. We got to go
Flow.
What's on Flow this week?
Anything? What do you got, Karsyn? What's the link?
You can visit velosports.link/doorbumperclear and sign up and get 15% off.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of racing. Riverhead will be on there. Staff will be
Riverhead
on
Tour
there.
race.
Riverhead Tour
Modified
this
Tour
week.
race. We got the Smart Race at Caraway.
You're not going to Riverhead, right?
Not going to Caraway either. I got to go to Gateway.
Yep.
Oh, I'm saying, but the
No,
kid,
no, no.
Luke's going.
No, Luke's going to Caraway
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Jack.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not
so
doing
who's
anything
taking
this
who's
weekend.
taking
I
Jack?
might come watch.
Scott.
Scott's going to take him. Yeah, Scott. And,
So the kids are going racing without you. They might. I got a funny tweet this week. Somebody said, the boys finished first and second on Saturday night, and somebody said, "What? I guess Tommy didn't have to yell about anything." And Jack said, "No, he was still yelling."
so they're after the race, right? They're all first and second. Guess who's the only guy that's loading all the and doing all the
you and your 90-year-old.
Yeah, we got an 84-year-old guy dismounting tires, and I'm loading the rest of the the kids are just bouncing around, tick-tocking, and I'm like, I'm like, would you guys help me, please? And it was funny because the guy next to me was like, "You're the only guy that's doing." I said, "You see all these clowns?"
Man, should have got the Hans device out.
Well,
because
didn't TJ and all these kids come over from Florence?
Yeah, TJ and Lofty, they came over, and it's like, okay,
just hanging out.
Forget about it.
Karsyn, no racing this weekend.
Nope, we're off this weekend. Back at it the next weekend at South Boston.
Birthday month.
Yeah,
We got a
birthday
couple weeks-
behavior.
got a couple
Yeah,
weeks
you guys
to-
need to start thinking about what you're going to get me.
I've been thinking about it. Trust me. I'm sure. TJ, thank you for coming by again, buddy. Appreciate it.
Nope, it's been fun.
Thanks for being available and showing up on Labor Day Monday morning. Thank you guys for listening. Saw a lot of fans at the Florence race.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously saw a lot of fans at Darlington. But thank you guys for all for listening. We'll be back next week. Peace out.
See ya.
See ya.
You golfing?
With it, I don't do a lot of golfing, but then we
I know
plays
that.
three holes a weekend.
a year.
Freddie plays putt-putt.
Yeah.
I tee off, and then that's usually about it. Yeah.
Do y'all ever prank each other like when you're golfing? Because there's a lot like them balls that
Hey,
sound
you
like
guys have-
they're.
we've
Probably
done
during those 4 hours is.
The funniest thing that happens on this golf trip, you play golf. Everybody plays golf. They've all played in scrambles, like golf events you go to, and it's they call them shotgun starts, where everybody starts on a different hole. The golf trip, we have 40, 50 people come right every year.
Jesus.
And we all tee off.
I thought it was like 5 of them here.
No, we all tee off.
Good Lord.
We all tee off.
First of all, I'm surprised that you two have that many friends. Second of all,
Well, they were his dad's friends.
all right.
But so the best part about it is though, so we all start on the first hole. So there's just 20 golf carts.
The ball
lined
breaking for that
Oh my
hour.
gosh.
For that hour,
Yeah.
the ball breaking.
You just want everybody's 40 people standing there watching you tee off, and it's just you're throwing at you. There's beers flying around.
This is exactly what I was picturing it being.
And
Yeah.
Park and his group, because he's got a senior citizen group, they always go out first, right? They're always the first ones to go out, and it's like,
So you guys pick your groups, or
Yeah, you guys are like buddies.
We've been all doing it long enough. We all pretty much know who we're going to be playing golf with.
Oh, nice.
It's usually me, Doug, and my buddy Rob, and then whoever else tags along. Tommy, usually three.
I'll jump in.
Yeah, you or three sometimes jumps in with us.
I can't. You should wear mics.
You want to come? You should come.
No, I just want to mic you guys up.
Yeah, we should mic him up.
Yeah, you definitely need to be mic'd up.
No, that's not gonna
you
happen.
should be.
It'll never see the light of day.
There was one year. Do you remember McReynolds came? And I don't know what the hell we did the night before, but we're all scattered in this one fairway. It might have been the first hole, just throwing up. Everybody's just puking behind their golf carts. I'm like, oh man, it's
Do y'all drink the night before?
Oh yeah,
drink the night before.
My God.
It's a 3-day trip, 3 or 4 days.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We used to play Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Right now we only play Friday, Saturday because only half the people, a quarter of the people will be able to play Sunday.
The funny thing is, so it's always at the same resort. I guess you call it. I don't know what you call it, but and Tommy's dad drank White Russians. So the first night we always go and have a big
cool.
a White Russian party. And the poor bartender. I mean, we order like 100 of these things at a time.
They make them in 5-gallon jugs.
Like batches?
They're in white 5-gallon, and I'm like, man, I hope those things are clean.
Awesome.
But the guy, we've gotten to the point now where the guy, like the first year they went, it was like, what, a White Russian? Now they're slinging them. This guy's the best White Russian maker.
Guys with the bottles full. Milk, Kahlua.
More.
Got a big old broomstick.
Eddie, how long you been doing this?
A year,
15.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's fun.